Hello, it's me, Scarah, Damsel of the Doomed. Welcome to another episode of Scarah's Screamcast. Today, my guest is, let's do the big reveal to the other camera. It's Budro Partida, Emmy award-winning filmmaker and video producer with a career spanning right about 30 years, right?
Yeah, almost 30 years.
Right about 30. And then he's the founder and owner of PennyRock Productions. Budro Partida, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Don't forget, producer guy, I need the iPad eventually. I forgot that we can see live comments, so I need to make sure we get that. He's probably going to hand it to you in a minute.
Ah, nice.
So there's this vendor called Pop Soap, and it's a brother and sister, and they vend all over the place at these conventions, and they're the best people. I love them. And the brother, his name's Paul, and he gave me the idea. He said, when you do your podcast, you should start by asking your guests, what are you drinking? What are you listening to? And what are you watching at night to go to sleep to?
Ooh.
So those are the questions.
Okay, that's how we're starting?
Let's start like that.
Okay, so what am I drinking? Right now, this very second, I'm drinking a Celsius.
What flavor?
The peach one, man.
Peach vibe,
Peach
Budro.
vibe. I'm not a big fan. This is like the last one that was in my fridge because I'm not big on the peach. But that's what I'm currently drinking. But when I'm not drinking that, I'm actually drinking coffee and or hydrating drinks.
Like water?
Yeah,
Aqua?
water and hydration drinks and stuff like
You're
that.
not drinking Crittolai?
No.
Purple Crittolai?
I got the sugar-free Crittolai tonight. So
Let me tell you something. I went to, where was it? Bastrop for Cult Classic Convention. And I had to stop at Walmart because I forgot my Crittolai, and they didn't have none.
Oh, shit.
I had to get Great Value.
Oh, no.
Great Value grape Crittolai is a lie.
Wow.
It's not right. I didn't enjoy it. I in fact made this. I poured a packet of it in there, and it tasted like dog water. So I had to redo it. Anyway, so that's what you're drinking: Celsius, coffee, or water usually.
Yeah.
What are you listening to? Could be podcasts or music.
Believe it or not, right now, and I don't know why, but it helped me do my taxes. I've been listening to a lot of ambient black metal.
What does that even mean? Ambient.
Ambient black metal. So it's kind of it's black metal, Norwegian, Swedish black metal, the Mayhem and all that, the Burzum and stuff like that. And a lot of that is heavy blast beats and stuff like that. But this one's a lot more just atmospheric. And it just kind of just goes off into like almost choir-like, kind of tones. And then out of nowhere, it'll be just like screaming, like, oh, yeah, like, and these cuts last for like 2.5, 3 hours. And like 3 songs will be like 3 hours long.
Your fucking ass is sitting there, H&R blocking it. And you're like, you're putting in all your receipts for your whatever, your lunches and things. And in the background, it's,
yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God, I almost threw up. I think I'm not used to that. I think I might incorporate that in the Immortalz though. I need a little growly voice shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So like I've just been listening to a lot of that in the last like 2 or 3 weeks,
What do you prefer, that type of vocal or like like that one? I don't like that one.
I'm not a big, huge fan of death metal itself, with the huge hardcore, and they're not bad, especially the old school, like Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I don't actively seek it.
Yeah.
But I do kind of actively seek black metal sometimes.
Yeah. I like that sound, that like weird, I don't know if it's kind of a glottal fry. I don't know what it is, but that, I like that. Okay. I don't mind black metal at all. Yeah. Oh, would you mind handing me the iPap? Dell has to set it up because you can't ask me to do too much. So I put that there for the live. I forgot to let people on Instagram know that we're live, by the way.
Instagram live. We're live on Instagram.
Turn on YouTube. We're on YouTube live. I used to do Instagram live, but that was a whole thing. Here's the final one. What are you binge watching, or what do you watch to go to sleep to?
I love watching cooking shows before. I know it's fucking weird, right? I love watching cooking shows right before bed. And there's this guy that I'm originally from South Texas, and there's this guy named Arnie. And he just shows you, hey, but today we're gonna make some, fajitas and stuff like that, and or we're gonna make some, refried beans, and he has his own little spices and stuff that my wife actually purchased because we watched this guy so much, and so yeah, man, it's just kind of
what channel is that on?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just one of these it's just kind of like a wind down ritual for me to watch like a cooking show. Like last night I watched Martin Yan. Remember him?
No.
Yan can cook. If Yan can cook, so can you. No. It's all Chinese like food kind of stuff. And then, I don't know. I just like watching cooking shows sometimes when I wind down.
There was a show on PBS years ago called Two Fat Ladies.
Yeah.
And everything they made had heavy cream in it.
And butter.
And I loved it. Yeah. Neither one of them were like professional chefs. Like one was an attorney. And I don't remember what the other one did, but the attorney, I think, was like disbarred and shit. And the other one maybe was an author or something, and one of them died, R.I.P. But I loved that show. And I would watch that late at night. So I get you on the cooking shows.
Do you remember this is kind of a side deal, but do you remember the Frugal Gourmet?
No. Wait, no.
It was kind of like an older guy named Jeff Smith. And what happened with that guy is, so he was like, I used to watch that all the time. And I guess in the late 90s, it got revealed that he was kind of doing some bad shit with he was like molesting like the male interns and stuff. So there was a documentary that just recently came out about that dude, which kind of got me back into the whole PBS cooking stuff.
Oh. They've been doing documentaries on like The Price is Right and various other shows where they're like showing the dark side of things. I haven't watched The Price is Right one. I watched something else. I can't remember what it was.
Well, in the trailers, they all start out all chippy and like oh, it's such a great thing, and then the music goes.
It turns it turns grayscale or something.
and then that's very concerto kind of like music with the violins. And then there's a drone shot.
You're not a filmmaker at all, or an editor. Jesus, that exactly described it. Let's hop into this then, since we're there now. And we've had conversations before about some of these things, but my question to you is, you produce music videos, you do commercials, and then you also do films. You've done documentaries, you've done horror shorts, you have plans to do other things in other areas. But do you remember what film it was that you saw that made you want to get into filmmaking?
Yes.
What was it?
Goodfellas.
Oh,
my absolutely. Like when I saw Goodfellas, as I guess I must have been 13, 14 years old, something like that. And I said, this is what I want to do. All those tracking shots, all those dolly moves. I mean, the way that Martin Scorsese incorporated music to drive the story, I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. It was such a dynamic, life-changing film for me.
The cast was great for that one too. There's that movie's just about that movie. I don't even know what that is. That movie is just about perfect.
Yeah.
It's. I love horror movies, but I'm a fan of cinema. I think you are too. Like I just across the board, I enjoy movies, and that would be that's definitely a good one. Robert De Niro, of course, does a great job in that movie. And the other day, I was thinking about films that have won, Best Picture in the past. And whenever I'm trying to think of something to watch, often I'll look up like what won Best Picture in this year. And so I've landed on 1978, and it was The Deer Hunter, which I've never seen.
Oh, amazing!
Have you seen?
Oh yeah, with Christopher Walken and the whole Russian roulette scene. I mean, it's nuts, people.
And the movie starts out, and it's like, it's these steel worker buddies, and everybody's happy, and somebody's getting married, and they're just going hunting now, and getting drunk and having a good time. And then all of a sudden, they're in Vietnam, and Robert De Niro's like setting somebody on fire who just killed a mother or a bunch of kids. What?
Yeah.
I did not expect that shit. Boy.
Yeah, and when it goes down very quickly to show the dementia of war and how it affects post-traumatic stress, how it's a real thing. And most films up until that time had not really done that as much other than Apocalypse Now.
Right.
There were some like, The Dirty Dozen, Call, all those other ones in the mid-'70s, but man, The Deer Hunter, I remember watching that as a teenager and like it was traumatizing.
I watched it, and when it switches over to them in Vietnam, and then it doesn't get much better when they come back home. Mm-hmm. And then when he goes back to Saigon. But I felt, had anxiety watching it. And it made me think about how a lot of movies are horror movies that aren't horror movies.
Exactly. They're psychologically affecting and they really kind of they kind of give you mental turmoil.
Yeah.
And I think that film does that very well to not just the horror audience, but just a broader audience of like the real horrors of war and how they really affect your next door neighbor.
I think what's the difference is a lot of the times horror movies, they use monsters and the supernatural and all of this. But in movies like The Deer Hunter, it's, oh no, this is real. This actually, there are cases of these things happening in war and cases of people having trauma and doing things because of it after. Man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't see it when I was young. I gotta say, because it probably would have messed me up even worse than I am now. All right. Do you remember the first horror movie you saw?
Night of the Living Dead.
We're the same.
Night of the Living Dead.
On TV, right?
No, I bought it off on VHS.
Oh.
It was when I was, I was about 6 or 7 years old, and my father bought it at our local Sears for 99 cents. And it was on VHS, and I watched the hell out of that tape, like over and over and over again. And then every once in a while it would come out on TV.
How old were you?
Yeah, like 6 or 7.
Was it scary to you? It was scary as
hell yeah, man.
It was
zombies.
Scary as hell to me.
There was people eating people, and then
I
plus
had
there
no
were
idea
dead
what that
people.
was. Yeah.
There was dead people that were eating people.
Yeah.
And they could be coming for you next.
Yeah.
And the thing was, at the time, something that George Romero crafted so perfectly was there wasn't really a solid reason why this was happening. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of like, well, we kind of suspect this Venus probe thing that the radiation is kind of doing, so
it's scarier to not know why we have zombies.
Exactly. And with the whole, he shot it on black and white just because it was cheaper film stock, but that made it so much scarier.
I feel the same way. It made it more terrifying. I thought when I was a kid, I was about your age too. When I watched it, I thought it was much older than what it was. It was still, to us at the time seemed like that was ancient.
Yeah.
But because it was black and white, it seemed older. But there was something about that black and white that made it otherworldly in a way. Like it's like, is this news footage? What is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was that scene where the opening scene where they're in the graveyard and the zombies coming up from far behind, and you just see him approaching, and it's good Lord.
Yeah. And it's just, oh, Johnny, it's just everything about that film is so engrossingly, captivatingly terrifying that it does what it's supposed to do, but it also is social commentary at the same time.
Yes.
And I think that's what's so smart about it as well. Because George Romero, he's like, he says, and he's very famously, said, yeah, let's enjoy the zombies and let's enjoy everything over here, but don't forget about the message that I'm trying to tell you over here. You know? So he was very like passionate about that kind of stuff. So it's also a very smart film, and about how people, the struggles and conflicts with people when they're under a certain situation, which is a basic kind of premise of that. But man, those zombies, when they start especially when they had like the guts and everything, and they're eating the guts and everything, and those are like, ham pieces and stuff that George Romero threw at them, and it was just like, oh, it's so good. And using Hershey's chocolate sauce as blood, and just
I guess you can do
it.
that if you're shooting black and white. It can be any color, dark. Just make it dark. Yeah, and it was the right viscosity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and then plus, like, the daughter kills the mom, with the little shovel kind of thing. Yeah.
All the horrors, but that fucking asshole dad, dude.
Yeah.
And even that was great though, because like it gave you somebody to be like, this son of a bitch fucking it up for everybody.
Yeah, you got to have an antagonist.
You have to have that. And I like that the cast was pretty relatively unknown.
Yeah.
Because it made it, again, like you were in the story.
And at the same time, you know, Dwayne Jones, who played the lead, you know, first African-American lead like that in that kind of situation. And that was also another big deal, even though George Romero just picked him because he was the best actor.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking at the end.
Oh, yeah, man.
Just heart. And that's like a big message right there in and of itself. So
that's, So, yeah, that was by far like the number one most influential horror film for me, as far as the first one.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite films, and it's still with George Romero, is Creepshow.
Ooh.
Like Creepshow is my jam. Like I saw it when I was a kid. I own the VHS copy. I own the DVD copy. I own the European DVD. I own the Blu-ray. I own the 4K. Like I have the original 1982 theatrical poster in my office. I have a replica of the comic book in my office. Like I have all these like little trinkets from the film. I have a VHS behind the scenes making of by Tom Savini. Like I love that film.
Yeah. I got Tom to sign a Creepshow poster for me. I like it too. I like a good anthology that connects well.
Plus I grew up like watching or reading comic books. A lot of those EC comic books, like Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. I have a huge collection of that. So for me, it was like, kind of went hand in hand. And then, oh, by the way, Stephen King wrote this. Well, fucking perfect. You know,
and then he appears in it.
Yeah. It's so good.
I really like Tales from the Crypt, and when I was a kid and that would come on, that music, intro music would scare me.
Yeah.
And it's silly. The show is silly. It was, the Crypt Keeper was silly. All that was silly. But I was young enough to where it was like creepy. Do you remember the first horror movie that gave you a nightmare or that appeared in your dreams?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah. The first one and the second one. And I rember like, holy shit.
Freddy came to you in your damn dream?
Yeah. Yeah, one time.
And you survived.
It was scary, man. It was scary. I was scared. It was bad, man. I was like, well, I mean, I guess that movie came out in 1984 or something like that. And so, yeah, I was like, 6 years old.
Yeah, you're in the right.
So I was like the perfect target audience of like, you should not be watching this, boy.
Another scary song that shouldn't have scared me because it was silly was Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. They had that Nightmare on My Street song. That used to scare me too because Freddie was in it and he would talk. My name's Scarah, Budro, not because I scare anybody. This girl doesn't scare no one.
I recently read that that New Line had to, like, they were trying to get, like, Fresh Prince was trying to get that song in the film. I guess it was Dream Warriors. And they just were like, no, this isn't going to happen. We need to get out of here. And so they still kept it on the album. And then they went through some legal battle, like, you got to get that shit off your album. And like, so Fresh Prince said no.
Wow.
And they fought and they, whatever. They ordered them to destroy all the album copies and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a whole backstory.
I'm going to have to look into that. That's interesting.
Especially if you like that track.
It would come on the radio and I would listen to it, but I would always get a little,
Nightmare on My Street.
I had to have the lights on to listen to it. The first movie I saw that gave me a nightmare, it was The Exorcist, it was the demon voice. And it was that, and then there was another movie around the same time that had the demon voice, and I had a bad dream about that too. But in my dream, the demon voice was telling me shit. I can't remember what. Sarah, you're gonna die. Something like that.
Damn.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty damn good. That was
Budro.
No effects. Like
that's straight witch voice, boy. Oh, that should be the question of the week. Let me do this. Okay, here's the question of the week. Are you ready for here it is. Call Scarah Scary Hotline at 512-710-8766 and let me know what was the first horror movie to give you a nightmare. Okay, we got that out of the way.
Nice.
We got a few comments. So Road Ghoul says you should listen to Triptychon. I think that's how you say it.
Oh, black metal?
Yeah, Triptykon, Triptychon. And then Goth Yoga says Namaskar. Oh, I love Goth Yoga. Goth Yoga is a good, used to vend at a lot of different events. I haven't seen her around lately, but she's a beautiful woman, lovely soul. And then our friend Tony Tomato. Ayo, Tony. He says, "Goodfellas, yeah."
He looks like he should be a good fella.
Tony does look like he could be a good fella.
Gonna go get the papers. Get the papers.
He was telling me, I can't remember. Tony, you'll have to tell me, who was it who called you Dracula? Some celebrity. You know, Tony goes to all the conventions.
Right.
And someone called him Dracula. That about made me die. Because he's got a widow's peak.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I got for you. Here's a good one. What horror movie would you have loved to make yourself?
Oh.
Not remake, but like, oh, I wish I could have made that story.
I have a very deep, affectionate hardcore love for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. But I don't think I would have had the gall, like the confidence to pull off that kind of monstrosity that's so heavily weighted as a film. What I wish I had come up with was a Blair Witch Project.
Oh,
like if I wish I had had
the return on investment for that. Yeah,
exactly.
Shit.
I mean, like, oh my God, it's so smart and clever. I mean, literally, you know, it was a couple. You know, was it $50,000 to make or something like that? And
I'll Google it. You talk.
And it was such a brilliant marketing campaign that I wish I had thought of that. You know. And it just using the newly developed World Wide Web to kind of push the lore. I mean, I wish I had come up with that concept.
I definitely I was looking at all the websites and clicking all the links that it would send you to, and it would show you all these news articles about. So it was really pulling people in, and some people believed. I went and saw it in the theater, and one of the girls that was with us, we were in a big group. She thought it was real. And she, like, the movie was over and she was freaking out, bawling. We were like, dude, listen, dummy. That was, like, sorry. I hope she's not watching. You know who you are. But we were like, listen, buddy, that wasn't real. And then, of course, because, you know, kids will be kids, then we just really started fucking with her. Oh, yeah. And we would go to her house and make those little twig formations.
Yeah.
Don't ever don't ever show fear in front of me, like with anything. Oops. I wrote The Blair With, and that's not the same movie. The Blair Witch. Let's see. Let's check out what IMDb has to say about the budget. Oh, wow. Well, the budget was actually $5 million. That's amazing.
No way.
Wait, no, sorry. That's a different movie. Again, that's Blair Witch. I'm looking for The Blair Witch Project. 60,000.
Yeah. Okay.
It grossed 141 million.
Yeah. Looking crazy, man. Crazy.
I mean, they shot in the woods.
Yeah, they shot it for like in a week. It was 8 days. 8 days in the woods, because I actually have that book. It's called 8 Days in the Woods. And it's unbelievable how they basically just a lot of clever writing and a lot of hiding stuff from the other actors, having the actors hide information from each other, and then just having them
because the dialogue was not really. It was just like, here's the scenario.
Yeah, here's the scenario. And then basically you're improvising the whole thing.
It's amazing.
And the thing was, when that movie came out, they were not too much older than I was at the time. So I was like 19, and they were in the film they're 20 years old, something like that.
Young adults.
So
college age, maybe,
yeah,
and a little older.
Well, they're in the project is a college project, and so they had a lot of the same stuff that I had. Like I remember when at the beginning of the film they showed like Heather's apartment, and I was like, oh, I have that futon, I have that light, I have it was like the same thing, and so it kind of felt at the time, these are like friends of mine, that people I don't know that are doing this weird kind of project kind of thing. And so I just found it so completely innovative. And one of the best marketing tools besides the whole internet aspect was that they came out with a sci-fi special. Remember the Sci-Fi Channel?
Yes, I do.
So it came out on Thursday night before it went out in theaters.
Oh, shit.
It was a 1 hour special that looked like a 2020 special.
About the Blair Witch?
About the lore of the Blair.
Yeah,
it's called Curse of the Blair Witch, and it's kind of a special feature on the DVD. And they go and they interview all of the brothers and the parents and the family and everybody that was involved. They're like, oh you know, Mike and I used to go out and hang out, and you know, Heather was such a great friend, and they interview like her grandfather and everything, and it was so real,
man.
And every once in a while, I say about once a year, I go and pop that bitch in and watch it again because it just reminds me of like, man, this is such.
I need to rewatch it. I think I've only seen that movie one time. It was in the theater, and that was that. What a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel bad for the actors because they apparently got paid in like jelly beans. And especially if they're having to improv. Like sometimes I think like if you're in a situation where you're improving most of the dialogue, you should be given a writer's credit. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the movie's made bank and then it spawned sequels or whatever. So I feel like in those cases, it's like, you know,
well, what sucks is
buy Makia or something.
Well, what sucks is that the distributors in the studio that bought the film never intended to give them any royalties, even though their characters and likenesses still appeared in the later films. And so, I mean, it's what now been 25 years later and they're still fighting that, you know, and they're still, you know, they don't really go to conventions that often.
Right.
Kind of thing to like try to make up. They should. But they kind of just see it as like, you know, well, if something happens, great. But we're not going to be actively fighting it because it's kind of an uphill battle, to be honest.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, a contract is a contract.
Yeah.
But geez, you know, if you sign away that they can use your image in perpetuity, first of all, what the fuck ever does that mean?
Yeah.
In what universe? Like perpetuity? Fuck off with that. But you know.
Well, same thing with I just mentioned the Texas Chainsaw, you know, original.
Oh yeah, they
that
didn't
happened
get paid
with them.
shit.
Yeah, they can make shit. Like
that movie, you know, that was an indie, like that was like a movie. I don't want to say anybody could make it because it was definitely innovative, but it was super low budget, you know, and it was rough.
Yeah, and that's what made it so scary.
And it inspired Rob Zombie to make, what was his first Devil's Rejects?
House of a Thousand
Corpses. Yeah. He was basically trying to make Texas Chainsaw Massacre with that movie.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like it, especially the first one. It's one of my favorites.
That one really actually honestly scared me as a kid.
It scared me as a kid too.
I was scared. I didn't have nightmares like Nightmare on Elm Street kind of thing, but that like the fact that it looked like very documentary like.
Yeah, in that opening scene where it's like in, you know, 1972 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's 14 age, you know. Oh man. Did I ever tell you I had lunch with the guy that plays, his name's Jerry. He goes by Chainsaw Jerry.
Oh yeah.
I had lunch with him once.
Yeah, I've met him. I shot a piece at the Housecore Horror Film Festival a couple years ago that was put on by a friend, Tammy Moore and Phil Anselmo from Pantera. And they had the entire cast, and that's back when Gunnar Hansen was still there, and Marilyn Burns was still alive, and John Dugan and Ed O'Neill, and they were all there, and I got to interview all of them.
Ed's funny.
And it was during the 40th.
Wow.
It was during the 40th anniversary Blu-ray that had just come out that same year. And so I'm hanging out backstage with them, and I did their interviews and everything, and I go, hey, so how do y'all feel about this new Blu-ray that's coming out? And they're like, and they just shut down and made it like,
why?
Yeah, we're not making any money off of that kind of thing. Yeah. So I was like, ooh, like touchy subject.
Yeah,
like
they don't get anything. They were all doing the circuit, and they still do the circuit.
Yeah.
The ones that are still with us from that movie, and then 2 and 3, and you know.
And I did get to go see Gunnar Hansen at a previous event at the Rolling Round show. Where's the house? It's not Sweetwater. It's
there's Kingsville. And then there's the original one.
Yeah. Wherever the restaurant is now.
Kingsville.
Draft House did a Rolling Road show at the restaurant, like outside. And Ed Neal, Marilyn Burns, and Gunnar Hansen all got to go. And so I was like, oh my God, they're here. You know, it was great. And it was great to be there with the house right there, you know. And a whole bunch of us went out. It was like day drinking and then night drinking. It was fun at the time. But I mean, that movie was such an influential piece of history, film history for me, that, I mean, I named my son's middle name is Gunnar.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got let's see.
There he is, Leatherface.
Leatherface.
The original.
Original Leatherface. So, like, you know, Texas Chainsaw means a lot in our house.
The scene with him at the end where he's dancing, basically, I know he's not dancing, but it looks like he's just dancing in circles with that chainsaw and the sunset. It's in the background. Is one of my favorite pieces of film.
It's great.
It's so beautiful. And I'm always like, if I were to make a film, you know, again. I would definitely want to include something. It was just so epic. There's certain things that are epic to me, and that is always going to be in my brain. That scene, you know, and the hooks. Oh man,
yeah.
We got to tour I'm just going to say this. We got to tour a meat processing facility.
Yeah.
And it was pretty awesome. Did you see those hooks?
I saw them.
I saw the hooks, and I was like, "Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre." But I'll leave it at there. Let me see what.
I really like how you like brought out your phone and your camera. You're like, "Oh, can I take a picture of this?"
Yeah, I was like, slabs of meat. I might need this for later. I was at someone's house the other day, and they're like telling me about a cat that scratched their eye, and they were like, "It looked pretty bad when it first happened," and I was like, "It did." And they were like, yeah. And they go, I mean, I have a picture on my phone, but it might bother you. It bothers some people. And I was like, let me see it. Show me.
Show me the carnage.
And then I didn't want her to think I was a total weirdo. So I said, you know, I do special effects makeup from time to time. So I like to have reference photos.
It's research. It's research.
For research purposes only, ma'am. Let's see. Somebody says, Pyongyang Jim. That's our friend Tracy says, hello.
Ooh.
Rob should have left that one on the shelf. He says, as far as House of a Thousand Corpses, I think that one, I liked that one. Okay,
it's fun.
I like that one, and the second one. I think the third one is where I was like, okay, I'm out. You know, I'm done.
The second one was Devil's Rejects, right?
Yeah.
And what was the third one?
The third one, it's the one that Sid Haig did when he was so sick. I think that's the third one. I can't remember the name of it. Put it in the chat. Google it. But yeah, the third one, it's like Billy Blair's in it. He plays a henchman. Really? Yeah, he's in like a luchador mask. But yeah, it's
what the shit.
Sid Haig's like super skinny in it because he's dying.
I remember that. Yeah,
it wasn't there. And what really took me out of that movie, it's 3 from Hell. What took me out was they used CGI blood for bullet wounds. Not, I mean, like this, you know, it used to be squibs. It was like, there's a shootout scene and it's like these like shitty ass looking CGI blood squirts coming off of people. And I was like, oh no. And it's because it's cheaper and they didn't give him, you know, barely any budget. So you have to forgive, I guess. But those kind of things, I'm like, dude, take a few bucks out of your pocket and buy a squib.
I know.
Like that really fucking sucked, boy. Let's see. Oh, before I forget, can we put up the Blu-ray picture? I got to make a quick video for the social meds. And it's easier to do it at the same time. And it lets everybody know that's listening. I think we're getting... Did the producer die? R.I.P. We'll just keep going. Oh, here. No, that's the hot. Well, that's almost it. There we go. I better sit up. It's covering my whole face. Okay. So, starting now, we are going to release the pre-order capabilities for people to make a purchase of the movie Damsel of the Doomed. It's the movie I wrote in and I starred in alongside with all these other wonderful people. Look, there's Billy Blair. Well, I can't point. Budro, point to him. No, don't. You're not on camera. And we have a special banner there in the corner that talks about it being one of the first 100 made. So if you want to do a pre-order, you will have a signed copy. You can either have it sent to you or you can pick it up at one of the horror conventions. And we're only doing 100 for this pre-order. So if you want one, get on it. They will sell out. And then we'll have more that you could buy later on, but it won't be one of the first 100 with the special banner there, bub. So get on it. Let me know. Contact me if you want one. Get in the DMs. I'll try to be really good about answering it. I will answer because this is important. I will answer you. Let us know if you want one of these, okay? Budro worked on this movie too.
I did.
So thank you. Get it out of here. Oh, did you see that? It looked like magic. I am a witch. That movie, we shot it, it's like 2 years ago.
Oh, God, I don't remember. I only shot part of it. I only helped out on part of it. I didn't shoot a lot of it.
Yeah, but you were there.
Oh, yeah.
You were there for all of the Black Quarry, the other horror web project.
I was there from start to finish.
Yeah. That one is available now, too. I think it's streaming. We're not streaming Damsel of the Doomed yet either. So if you buy the Blu-ray, you get to see it before it's being streamed. Now it's in the distribution process right now. It's going through all of that, and it will be on streaming. But right now, physical media is where it's at. You know this, I know this. You're going to want a copy. It'll be signed. Get one. Okay, son. Now, Budro, we have a game we're going to play. And you're the first person.
Uh-oh.
I need a pen.
Are you bringing this on? Which?
I didn't even tell him. I don't tell people shit. Hold on. Let's see if somebody said something. Yeah, Raw 3 from Hell. They confirmed. Okay. All right, Budro. This game's called Bone Deep.
Oy.
Bone Deep.
All day. All day.
I don't think I should do that anymore. It's called Bone Deep. And we're going to put 60 seconds up there, and we're going to answer as many of these as we can. It's not a trivia question. These are not like, well, who was the first person to be killed and your mama is an asshole or whatever.
Nice.
It is opinions, but there are right and wrong answers.
But we're timed. You're timing me
Yeah,
on this.
I'm going to, so, you don't have to go super fast. Let's just see how many we can get through, and let's see how many you get right.
Oh, man. So am I like on the feud?
Survey says yes. Okay, so Del, are you ready? Here we go. Once it starts off, the first one, and go. Found footage films, let it stay or go away.
Let it stay.
Correct. A mask for a horror person, human skin, hockey, or painted Shatner.
Human skin.
Incorrect. Oh, sorry. I got to make a... Oh, wait. Let me do this. So you got one. Yeah, okay. Running away. Trip and fall a few times, or run perfectly, but it leads you to a dead end.
Trip and fall.
Incorrect. Remakes. Necessary Evil or Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Correct. Elevated horror. Snootsy McTootsie or Awesome Genre Edition.
Snootsy McTootsie.
Oh, incorrect. Bleak ending. Everyone dies, or happy ending. Evil can be defeated.
Everyone dies.
Oh, correct. One more. Weapon of choice. Chainsaw or hatchet or machete. Chainsaw or machete.
Machete.
Correct. And that's it. Okay, good. Budro, you were asked 7 questions. 4 of them were correct.
Are you determining the correctness?
Yes, I am. That's how it's my game, and that's how it goes.
That was fucking bone deep, man.
It was bone deep. Let's. Do you want a bonus question?
Sure.
Let's see. Which one should I ask you? Oh, I got one. Foreign horror movie. Mm-hmm. Subtitle or English dub?
Subtitle all the way 100%.
Correct. So for your bonus round, you got an extra point.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna keep track on people. So right now, you got 5 out of 8.
Nice.
So that's good. That's not bad, Budro. Budro, I'm gonna be Partida.
I'm literally wearing a foreign horror film t-shirt.
Haxon. Oh, we could talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Budro did you've done just about all of the Immortalz music videos, but the first one you did was based on Haxon.
Yeah, I did.
And I think I was the only one in the band that knew what Haxon was. And I still haven't seen Haxon from beginning to end. It's one of those that I've seen lots of clips from. And it turned out like better than I would have imagined. It was really cool. And we got to use a lot of the facilities out at Bat City Scaregrounds, which always helps. But it was quite the production.
It was, I mean, a lot of the music videos, and actually, I guess a lot of the music videos that we've done together, they're all based on some type of horror film, or at least influenced by some type of specific horror film. So yeah, the Haxon one, I love Haxon. It's directed by Benjamin Christensen from I think it's 1922 from Sweden. It was originally supposed to be a documentary. It was one of the original horror documentaries about witchcraft. Witchcraft, in fact, that's the subtitle of the film, Haxon: Witchcraft Through the Ages. Phenomenal film. It just shows how it's just quite creepy about how witchcraft was perceived back then, and it's just kind of has a lot of chilling effects and a lot of very innovative costumes and practical effects throughout. Obviously, it's 1922, but it's a great little kind of history lesson.
Early cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, when did Nosferatu
around the same
yeah,
21?
They both it's that that real jicky, like real fast film speed, like kind of movements that
high frame rate.
That's the word I'm looking for. Not jicky. That's not the techno. Jicky movements. That's exactly what that means, though. High frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that same kind of a thing, but very theatrical in the costuming department.
Yeah, absolutely. And then not only that, it's just because it is a silent film, the music helps drive the story, and because most silent films back then of that era, the silent film era, they were purposely like able to be multi-marketed around the world because they just had to replace the subtitles.
Yeah.
And so that was I remember that was one of the first DVDs I purchased back in the 90s because I was so like into it, kind of thing.
Well, and then you finally got to do a video with it. That was great.
Yeah. So I was
Joseph as the devil.
Joseph Fatinos.
He did he went for it.
Yeah. And the best part was that I told him, I didn't even have to explain what I wanted out of him. All I had to say was, I would like you to play the devil from Haxon. And he said, I know exactly what to do. And so it was great.
And he did. And he did it. I have to have him on. Joseph Fatinos do the podcast. Should I have him as Joseph or should I have him as his horror host character?
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Dr. Anton Griffin. That would, You definitely want Anton Griffin on here.
I want him. Fuck you, Joseph. You're disinvited. Then I think one of my favorite videos you did, as far as like for me, the one that was the most fun, I think had to be Dead Man's Party, and you did it based on Faces of Death.
Yes, Faces of Death, also very highly influential mockumentary, if you want to call it that. I mean, everything about that film, like, and growing up in the 80s, the golden era of late 70s, early 80s, that era of the VHS copy, of having the physical copy at the time, going to the video store to actually rent the copy. That film reminds me of that. So it's very nostalgic. And I remember watching because it was kind of forbidden at the time, So
we thought it was real.
Oh yeah, everybody thought it was real. But like the main host, the doctor, is like, "Hello, I'm Michael B. Gross."
Okay, we didn't know from that.
Michael B. Gross. I'm going to show you the faces of death. But the imagery, the imagery that's out of that film is so iconic, and all these almost 50 years later now that people are still kind of like now revisiting it again, especially because there's a remake.
I think it's coming out in April.
Yeah.
We're in April, aren't we?
I know that the world premiere just happened like a couple days ago.
Yeah. So it should probably a week or two.
Yeah, it should be coming out pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, I really wanted to incorporate different clips from the film, and then also it was fun to recreate the table scene with the monkey, like they're in the original film with the monkey brains and stuff like that. And we got to recreate that with an actual person. That was a great time.
That was the best. I felt sorry for him though, because we cut a hole in a table and he had his head sticking out.
Yeah.
And he had to just kneel for as long as it took for us to get that shot. And at some point he was like, "I gotta pee. Get the shot. Did you get the shot?" Woo! Oh, shoot, I just dropped the iPad, Budro. We had a good time with that video. We had all our friends there.
Yeah, and then you guys played on the roof.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was like, and I remember that one of my coworkers, a coworker of mine, lived not too far away from that house, and he saw the shoot happening and all this party scene
on the roof.
Yeah, when you guys were on the roof, and he came up to me a couple days later. He's like, "Were you shooting a music video with a band on the roof?"
He knew it had to be you.
Yeah.
You're like, "Yeah, that's my work."
Yeah, that's me. So yeah, that was a great time. That was a great fun. That was just a great party, and we just happened to capture it on video, I guess.
We had so many people involved in that one. As far as we had a lot of special effects artists doing everybody's makeup and all the different people that were involved as cast members, and it was a fun video.
That was a great one.
The autopsy scene we got to do.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
with
that.
Gay Satan.
With the Gay Satan, the autopsy scene.
Yeah, that was some good makeup. But I've had fun on all of the video shoots, to be honest. Like we have some good ones. And then Spooky Shit was our most recent one, and that one did really well in the film festivals. I guess it's still in there.
It's still in there. It's still actually, it's playing this weekend at a film festival. I think it's at the Castle Rock Film Festival this weekend, but we can't go. So
well, whoever's listening, go to the Horror Web YouTube channel and find the Immortalz playlist, and you can see all of these videos on there. I don't know which one to start with. I would say start with It's Not a God, It's a Gourd. That's the Haxon one. And then, find your way around.
through it. For a while, we were doing one every summer. And I think that's what we're doing. That was kind of like our little summer tradition.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hot. Oh my gosh. What was the one we did where I was like a fortune teller and then the guys were different circus people?
We Are Immortal.
We Are Immortal. That one we did in the summer. And I remember that one, it was the hottest one.
That was like a 3-day shoot.
It was long, and we were shooting in those containers at Bat City Scaregrounds, and it was hot, boy. But it was fun. It turned out good. I got to slit people's throats in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that was that turned out awesome.
I don't know where I came up with that idea, but I really wanted to give the Immortalz a backstory.
Yeah, and that's it.
And so that was kind of like where that whole, that idea came from, with like kind of like the circus folk that kind of turned into like the vampires and, the witch and everything. But for some reason, I really, really wanted you to have like human, like bondage people on chains, and that you were kind of treating like dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that imagery was just going to be so cool. And it did. It looked great.
It was great, man. It worked. It turned out really good. What was I going to say about that? Orlok was in that video.
Orlok was in there too.
He's going to be on next. He's next week. Orlok the Defiler.
And his flanges.
And his big ass fingers. He's going to be on next week. So that should be fun.
Very cool.
And then I have Marissa Grimes coming on for the last weekend of this month. And, Marissa's just a down bitch, boy. She's good. She's just good people. And I just want to nerd out with her a little bit.
Yeah.
But this has been fun nerding out with you. Can you, do you want to say what you're going to be up to? You promote anything or any of that?
I am going to be at the, so my current film, I have a music documentary that's out right now. And I'm going to be at the Austin International Film Festival next Saturday, screening that. And then I'm going to be screening it the very next day on Sunday at the Fiesta San Antonio Film and Music Festival.
Wow.
And we're talking about my new latest music documentary called I Took the Road Less Traveled.
And tell us about that a little bit.
It's a full feature music documentary about Bull Diego Aveo, who is a Spanish artist. And we kind of document and chronicle his not only his journey across the United States, trying to make it as a rock and roller, but also kind of his backstory from Spain, growing up as a kid in Spain that grew up on 50s and 60s American rock and roll, and kind of how he's trying to make a name for himself in the U.S. and chase the American dream.
Well, good luck to you at your film festivals for that one. And then, do you have anything? Any passion projects you're wanting to pursue in the not so distant future? Well,
right now, I'm in the middle of producing and shooting my third music documentary, which is about Watchtower, the prog metal band Watchtower. And that's a huge, huge undertaking because there's just so many people involved and there's so many more interviews to shoot. And we also, obviously still have to do a little bit more fundraising. But that's kind of like my big baby right now, is working on that. And then also the other side project is The Body Farm, which is basically a gangster film with punk rockers. And we've already shot some stuff with Vinny Stigma, who is in it, who plays a mob boss. Where on deck we have Al Barr from Dropkick Murphys involved, and so he's ready and waiting to shoot. And it's a cool little kind of it's going to be pitched as a series. So working on that, and then we got some other music videos lined up that are coming up from other artists, Austin artists. So yeah, there's always something kind of in the boiling pot. If
somebody wants to hire you for their music video or their production, how do they get a hold of you?
Easiest way is just go to PennyRockProductions.com. And, go to PennyRockProductions.com. All the contact info. You can see a lot of my portfolio and awards and all that cool shit, and then get a hold of me.
Somebody says on the chat that Bone Deep sounds like a good song title.
It is.
Maybe it'll be the next Immortalz song.
Bone Deep.
And then Logan, that was Road Ghoul says that. And then Logan Presley says, the Logan Presley says, the Immortalz, they've been around forever. That's a good one, Logan. Funny, Logan. Shit. Well, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. Thank you. We'll have to have you on again. Good job. You're the first player of Bone Deep, so you have that.
I feel so violated.
Whenever you look back on your life, I hope you remember that you were the first player.
I'm grateful and scared, and so
that's a good. I think that's a good feeling.
Yeah,
Grateful and scared.
Like when I get home and my wife's like, "How did the podcast go?" I go, Bone Deep.
It went bone deep.
It went bone deep. It went bone deep. Bone deep. We got the black metal show. We got to bring that. Do you remember? Oh, actually, you've done the corpse paint.
I have. Yes,
It's
I've been
for the Black Quarry.
For the Black Quarry, and also for another music video for Tarantula Mountain, where I was a newscaster. And remember, that was
right.
corpse like. That was corpse like.
Paint. Yeah, that's right.
But I've done full on corpse paint. Yeah, for the Black Quarry. And they put those blind contacts in my eyes, and those are fine. Like you can, they're very opaque. And you can still see through a little bit, but they make you look blind. Except for if bright lights are in your face. If you have the blind contacts in and bright lights are on your face, like you're being filmed for a movie, then you can't see shit. And having known that and already gone through that, you would think that I would never make the decision to wear those again when I, for example, am out at Bat City Scarah Grounds, where in October I sit upon which mountain. It's the first thing you see when you enter the Scarah Grounds, and I'm there and I'm greeting everyone and I'm passing out candy and insults if you deserve it. And I was like, oh, I want to look really scary. And so I put in the blind contacts, and I forgot that we have all these big lights so that the pictures that people take at Witch Mountain look good. So that whole night I just couldn't see.
Wow.
And I think we're open like 4 hours. 4 hours of can't see a damn thing.
Wow.
I have a whole new appreciation for people with vision loss after that. It was something else, boy. But we do it for the love of the spooky. Okay.
You got to do it to look glamorous.
We got another comment real quick before we wrap her up. Chuck Hell says, "Hi, Scarah. Please ask Budro when can he see Bloody and Bruised?"
Oh, that's a great question, actually. Believe it or not, today I've been working. We've been working on all of the legal stuff, and all the legal stuff is the not so fun. And I know I've been saying this for a while, but it's a very, very slow process. There's a thing called E&O. It's called E&O insurance, and on E&O insurance is errors and omissions, and you have to make sure that every single photo element, every single video clip is sourced and or you have a release on it. And so we're in the process of getting all of that done for our legal team, and then we can make the deal of hopefully make a distribution deal. And then find out how much that costs. So it's, believe me, like this, I'm very, very proud of my very first music documentary feature. It took 4.5 years to create, but it was by far, man, what was I thinking?
Lots of lessons to be learned on that.
Yeah, especially from the legal side.
Yeah.
The legal side especially, just because it's such a monstrous film.
Yeah.
So, but it's in the works. I promise you, people, believe me.
It will see the light of day eventually.
At some point, whether it ends up online as a bootleg or...
Danny Dale Carroll, the artist.
Yeah.
He asks me every time I run into him, "Can you ask Budro?" And I'm like, and I tell him, I'm like, he's working on it, Dale Carroll.
Oh yeah, I'll go to a show and people stop me and like, "I'm Budro, man. Hey, when's Bloody and Bruised coming out?" Man?
Yeah,
and like that's just part of the conversation. So I'm used to it, but it sucks because it's like it's not completely in my control.
You need a T-shirt that just says, "I'm working on it."
I'm working on the Bloody and Bruised.
Yeah, Bloody and Bruised coming soon. Don't ask me, motherfucker. Tired of your shit. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up. I don't think anyone else has any more questions or comments. So thanks so much for being on Scarah's Screencast and being the first player of Bone Deep. I think, what sucks is I do the lower one better, and I don't like it.
Well, we got to throw in that ambient.
You do the high, and I do the low.
Okay.
Say Bone Deep. Ready? Bone Deep.
Clip that. They'll clip that. You're using that as a social media clip.
That's the promo. Okay.
Yeah, that'll just be it. That'll just be that with the picture.
This episode is definitely going to be titled Bone Deep now. Okay. The decision's been made. All right. Thank you. And thank you, Logan. the Logan Presley because he thanks us. So we got to say thank you to Logan.
Thank you, Logan Colossus.
Logan Colossus Presley. And then again, next week, I believe it's Orlok the Defiler. So join us around 7 o'clock again on YouTube Live, or you can catch us on your favorite podcast platform or watch the video on YouTube later when you feel like it. Okay, that's all. My name is Scarah, Damsel of Doom. This has been Budro Partida. I'll see you in your screens.